everyone. Welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise. Hey. So anyway, this is, as you can see, Trump's weekly reading, and I'll be going from December 11th through the 17th, from Sunday to Saturday. Okay. Let me let go of my bias and swap out cameras, and anyway, be right back. Okay, oops, if I get my camera to hold still. So just quickly, before I get into the tarot, I wanted to show you an aspect that we're all having that starts today. I'm doing this reading on Saturday. What is it, the 10th, I think? Hold on, let me look. Wait. Yeah, Saturday the 10th. And it goes all through the week. I noticed when I did the astrology reading for us for the week, well, us and political things going on, it's there all week. And what this aspect is a finger of fate. It's called a yod. And finger of fate, finger of God, whatever you want to call it. So we have two 150 degrees here making quincunxes. And a quincunx or inconjunct, whichever you want to call it, either works. They create the need for adjustments. And then up here we have a sextile, which can be opportunities where the energy does flow together. But here in his chart, now I use the 10:12 a.m. Alfie Lavoie rectification time. I don't use the 10:49 a.m. anymore because this is much more accurate, and I have many reasons to show you that, but it would just take way too long and it's kind of boring. But basically it changes his ascendant by about 6 degrees. And so solar arcs change by about 5 days or so, and and the moon and all those different transits, anything that hits this hot point here. And the other 4 hot points are his, this is like the nadir, the imium coli, and then this is the midheaven. So down here, this is a very, very karmic point. So 12 degrees Scorpio is where the south node is traveling for all of us, but in his chart, it's on his most karmic point, past life karmic point. And then his midheaven up here, so I might as well, let's do this so you guys can see, because he's also having this opposition here. Well, maybe I'll just do it down here in the middle, between his 10th and his 4th house, like right here and here. That's where the actual nodal, transits that we're all having are landing in his chart. And the nodes go backwards, so that means that it's going to go further, closer to this point. It's already just 1 degree. And so, anywho, remember, past life point, and then reputation up here, how we participate with the world is up here. And, we can see the money and the sex scandals. Here's what I have, here's what they have, I want it all, kind of a thing with him. And we can see that Chiron, so Chiron's it's a centaur, it's a wounded, it's an aspect of our deepest wounding, but also our deepest gifts. Well, he can't access his deepest gifts because he hasn't access to who he really is. He just doesn't, he just has so much crusty soul substance on top of his spirit. And I know everyone's saying, does he even have a soul? No, that guy doesn't have a spirit either. What? Well, everyone does. But so with this landing here on this 9th house cusp. So here, let me make a little note here. Hopefully my pen will hold out. Just think here. Courts of law. And Chiron is headed this way. Okay? And then up here in the 10th house is his money, his rep, And Mars in Gemini, retrograde no less, is up here at this other point. But this is everything's pointing here. So he doesn't get the good stuff from here or here unless he works here. And I don't think he is. I think what this is just the negative karma that he has coming towards him. And, and karma, it is the law of cause and effect, but it's not as simple as most people think. It's based on your beliefs, and it changes, every time you change a false belief. So, he believes he deserves it all, so he usually does get it all. And he believes he deserves to get away with everything, so he often does. That's about the only thing going on there. And then the rest of the karma is just so negative, and he will have to experience that at some point, because he's so out of alignment with the laws of love, the laws of harmony and balance. So Mars up here spinning in this 10th house is going to continue because it's retrograde. And it's going to go all the way back to 8. It's at 14 now. It's going to go back to 8. And then it'll go forward and come back over here. And then all the way over to here before it's done with the retrogradation process on March 15th. It'll land about in here. So Mars is going to, it's like in his 10th house of career, right? 10th house of career and reputation, and how he participates with society and the world at large. Anyway, so Mars moves energy. Mars is the military. Mars is problems with, in his case, the mind. It's also problems with hands and coordination, problems with shoulders, lungs, immune system problems if you're having trouble, and then I'm reading this all in the negative sense. In the highest sense, it's good for learning and questioning things, but he's not doing that. That's just not who he is. So as it goes forward, what's going to happen is it's going to hit his Uranus, and I'm feeling like this could be very, on a health level, could be very problematic for his nervous system, and that keeps coming through the cards, so you guys have seen that happen. And then Mars hitting his North Node, it's going to move energy as to his path in life. When Mars hits the North Node there, it's going to also oppose his Moon and his South Node. Mars opposite Moon is a possibility for accidents. Mars opposite the South Node it's going to suck the energy, because this is another karmic point, right? He has the transiting South Node here. By the time he gets to here, it'll be ways off. It's going to go back this way. So he's already had his nodal return. Yeah, that was about a year and a half ago, somewhere in there. But anyhow, so focus here with Mars. When Mars gets to the North Node here and on his Sun, I think he's going to be really angry. Yeah, I think he's going to have a lot of problems focusing, as he already does. He's already saying just crazy things, ridiculous things. He's lost it mentally. And opposing the South Node, it's going to suck all the karma out into the open and shine a spotlight. It'll be there. It's just... yeah. And by next spring, the Sun will be up here in the 8th and 9th house, right? Like from now, between next spring, he's going to have the Sun land in the courts of law, for him, courts of law. The 9th house is many things, but politically, I'm just looking at legal things for him. I'm not looking at anything else. Courts of law, his reputation and how he makes money, which is also here, but... there aren't many transits going on, except for, it does have Neptune in here, and that is dissolving the transiting Neptune that's here, which I don't have the transit wheel on there, but because it's too hard to read for you guys, it's too complicated for you guys to read, so I'm trying to keep it simple. But Neptune transiting here is what's dissolving his support, because the 8th house is other people's money and support. Yeah. And Jupiter's there too. It's been hanging out for a while, but it's going to move forward. When it moves forward into the 9th house, which, let's see, hold up. I have somewhere. Mercury, Jupiter, let's see, Mars, Uranus, Pluto. Let's see. Jupiter. It stations direct. It did already, November. It won't get out of the retro shade. It hits Aries, 8 degrees Aries, Valentine's Day next year, close to Valentine's Day. And so we can figure next spring Jupiter will be up here as well. Chiron and Jupiter will be together. And that will blow up. Jupiter tends to blow things up. It's not always good. Jupiter is not always good. Sometimes it creates loss because it expands something. So the lawsuits are going to get worse and, excuse me, of course, blow up in his face. And with Mars over here and him being angry and accident prone, I don't see a good future coming through for him. I just don't. And Pluto is now at 28. We've got 22 degrees here. This is his house of health. Pluto's here. So here, Pluto's here. Neptune's here. Uranus is, yeah, that's not good either, right? Uranus is up here. So, because the North Node's here, Uranus is at 15. So Uranus is creating problems there. It's like wake up, smell the cat box kind of thing. But anyhow, Pluto through the 6th house of health is not good for health. It makes very challenging experiences when it comes to health and work and service and the way you interface with, day-to-day reality. So, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to take so long. Let's go to the tarot. And I'm using Visions of Life by Tarot Studio. And cards are pretty much shuffled, but let me tune in, drop in, get out of my head, drop any of my, bias. Let go of that. I only want the truth. How is his week going to go for him? Move some things over here. Get these pens out of the way. Okay. December 11th through the 17th. Okay, forces in motion. It's the devil. Challenges. 4 of Wands in a challenge position. Yeah, stability, of course. Let's see. Plans. Let's do plans. And actions. What he's planning, what he's actually doing. Okay. 2 cards for the karma hanging over him. Oh, God. 4 cards for his future. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, this is interesting. And then, so I'll do this as quickly as I can, and then I'll move to the Kipper. Okay, so remember here are this row is his plans, actions, karma's here, future's here, and forces in motion. Yeah, like I said, we have the devil. This one, I'm pretty sure we had it for him last week, where he's being distracted on a daily basis. You know, why does this guy have his arm around me, man? Well, he knows why. He is definitely deeply bonded with dark energy, with negativity, with all things that are blind, addictions. What else is the realm of the devil? Addictions, greed, cheating, abuse, blindness. I already said that. And his challenge is stability. Now, when the Four of Wands comes through reverse, this is my card for, family fights and things being canceled and whatever. But here, I'm going to go with the image. And that kind of looks like him, maybe when he was an angry toddler. You know, I'm sure he didn't get his real needs met as a little one, and boo-hoo, whatever. That doesn't mean he gets to be the meanie that he is, but stability is probably his greatest challenge in life because when you have a natal chart like his, with the Sun conjunct Uranus and North Node and all of that up there, he's meant to experience great instability and move through that and, try and heal something. But I don't know that he's ever going to be doing that. Okay, so with his plans, I think he's thinking he's running out of time, but I think he's thinking that he wants to delay, because I'm really tuned into that clock there. And of course he's hiding. He's trying to hide his, devil tail and the horns and everything else and trying to act like he's the golden boy, but he's not. And so, but he's trying to balance things out, and he is going to try and delay. This card, for me, in relationship with him, reminds me of Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. Remember when this lady was at the sink and a baby's starting to fall out of her, and she's like, "Can you catch that for me, Deirdre?" Because she's got 10 kids. And this makes me feel like this is, even though this is his plans, I really feel like this is him maybe not being a wanted kid. I mean, maybe by the time he came along, his mom was like, because I'm pretty sure she had mental illness of her own. And can you imagine being married to Fred Trump Sr.? I mean, what? So, but as far as his plans, I think on another level, this has to do with him being really angry, and he's trying to keep change away. No change. I want things to stay just the way they are, right? Or get better. And that's not going to happen for him. But these are his delay tactics here. His actions with the Fool card, so I suppose he's going to, on one level, try to take some chances, but he's pretty reckless, and he's always negligent. So I didn't allow for reversals, but I'm going to read this as if it was reversed, because this is him. He's reckless, he's unprepared, he's foolish, he's impulsive. So he's going to impulsively rush around and go for just getting more money, right? He's always that's the ball and chain around his ankle. Wouldn't it be great if he could have an ankle bracelet soon? Ugh. On the way to Leavenworth. Anyway, so Eight of Wands can be travel, but I think he's trying to, his actions are going to be that I think he's going to try to, with those delay tactics, but he's going to be very negligent and just rush around, because the only way a person with that much darkness can handle life is through a lot of drugs and alcohol. I think he drinks. I've always thought he drinks, whatever, because an addict is an addict, and you get your hands on whatever you can when if the pills aren't there, or if they don't work anymore, or whatever. You do whatever you need to do. That's how they operate. And I know for sure he has an impulse control disorder, and that is especially what I'm seeing right here. So he's going to impulsively make mistakes, and rush through life. And because to sit still and meditate would be so painful for him. To sit still and go inside. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what would come up when you try to meditate if you're him? Which, he doesn't do, right? He just goes around trying to control everyone else. These two cards up here is karma. Look at that. That's a big rock. I mean, it looks like an asteroid to me, but look at those eyeballs. And this is the Five of Swords. So the karma hanging over him is that he doesn't win. He doesn't get to win. And with the Four of Cups, he's not going to get what he wants, and he's waiting. What's hanging over him is to be, the delay tactics that he's put upon the legal system for all these years and years, his entire life, as soon as he was old enough to figure out, or old enough to be taught by Fred Sr., his dad. Now he's going to be waiting and worrying. What's coming down? When are they coming to get me? Are they coming to? Am I going to get a legal search and seizure of documents from? I don't know. Are they going to go to Bedminster? Are they going to go to the other Virginia golf course? I can't remember the name of that one. Are they're going to go? Where are they going to go? Where are they going to? Can you imagine what he's going through? Whether or not he will act like he's, But he has to remain delusional, otherwise he just can't. I don't think he can hang with reality. This looks awful up here. And his future, with the Knight of Swords, is to have a lot of criticism coming at him, but he's also pointing the finger. This is also probably what he's doing. And then with the Eight of Pentacles, he might have some new ambitions, but I don't know that he's going to be able to really work it, because he's not. He's one of those. I'd have to read this in the reversed. Either one of these, any of these could be reversed, because I didn't allow for reversals so you can see the images. But with the Knight of Swords, if it came through reversed, it would be going nowhere fast. He just, sitting, spinning. With the Eight of Pentacles reversed, this is like mediocre work. It has to do with a dead-end career and not feeling passionate about anything. It's like no, inspiration. So this bird cage here, or jail cell, I would love to see it as being, this is my bias coming in here, even though I don't want it to, but I'd like to see him making license plates somewhere. The Three of Cups in this deck has somebody with her foot in his back. Just pretend this is him, and he's having to look into the mirror. And so maybe this is him gaining even more weight. And then we have the Star card here, which is hope. But if we look at the image, check out how he's holding onto this rock and he's in water. Like, how do you find your hope how do you look up to the stars and the heavens and believe in something greater than yourself if you're holding on to this rock and you just won't let go? Because you have to let go. You have to wonder. You have to let go of your mind, and maybe his mind is just totally gone. I don't know. If this were in the reverse position, well, if the Three of Cups were in the reverse position, that's my card for canceled friendships. They're just, it's also a card for cheating. It's also a card of self-pity when it's reversed. It's also a card of drinking way too much. But, go ahead, comment away, say that he doesn't drink. Go ahead, I'm used to it. With the Star card, if it were reversed, that brings in that, there's always hope with the Star card, even when it's reversed. But it's usually my card for a person when they've lost their hope. They're depressed. They've lost their, zest for life, and maybe even feeling rejected. So, okay, let's go to the Kipper. Let's see what the Kipper has to bring in for this week. Okay, so I'm using, what's at the bottom? Ciro Marchetti's Findescal, something like that. I sound like a chicken when I say that. It stands for end of the century. So, hold on, let me make some room over here. Oh, those cards. Okay. Donald John Trump's experience for December 11th through the 17th. Okay. Just realized I forgot to take the 2 cards off the bottom in the 7 of Wands. Oh, we had this for him last week. The rug being pulled out from under him. This would probably be the lawsuits. I mean, he has so many lawsuits. The feds are coming after him. He's going to have bank fraud, insurance fraud, you know. 2 of Swords. We had this last week too. Yeah. Look at that image. Oh, that's his head, right? Or it's just all that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So 2, 3. 11, 12, 13, and the 2 off the bottom here. Okay. Bear with me while I frame them up. Wow, I get that card almost every week for him. Actually, I do every week. Now Melania's coming through. Oh, Melania and the divorce card, although she can't divorce him. Is she going to try to take him out this week? Oh, my God. That's definitely her card. So don't ask if it's anyone else, because it's just not. Those aren't the rules with Kipper. Wow. Okay. All right. I'll talk you through. Oh, and look at that. I don't know if he's going to be locked up this week, but there's definitely a restriction with this card. So the marriage card being right in the middle. Now, normally I just read it as his, what do you call, teams, bonds, partners, because it's hanging right under Melania, this tells me she has control over the partnership relationship more than he does. And she's looking for some more money. Otherwise, it's over somehow. I've always believed she's his handler. She has someone coming up behind her back. This could be a supportive person, but it could also be someone who reveals some confidentiality that she wouldn't like, because this woman holds secrets. It could just be, because with the mature woman, it's just, it can just be the energy of the card, which is support. This could be her mother, because in the scheme of people cards, that would be her mother. And in this ending with the coffin card, the coffin is loss. I'm wondering if her mother might be having trouble. I got this card all the time for the kids before Ivana died, and I'm pretty sure that this came through last week. In fact, I think it was his card, the 2 of them, and the coffin in the middle. I'd have to go back and look. Be towards the end of the video. Maybe you guys remember. I don't. I have to go look. But anyway, she's looking at ending something, or she's moving towards a very painful loss. The community card is usually my January 6th committee card. So it could have to do, and it knights down here to the imprisonment card, could have to do with the criminal referrals that they definitely will be making. And it won't be just Trump, it's going to be other people. So maybe it's her. Maybe she has something in there. You know, because they have to have all types of recordings and, you know, man. And the family room, so usually I do the four corners, but I'm just zoned in here because of her. The family room is all of their close people, and this could even have to do with like money laundering situation, because we're talking like the community, tight-knit family, all the people who you know, feel safe with, you're the people that you're kind of at home with. But this coffin card hanging over it means to me that there's a painful ending and loss for all of these people that are involved. And maybe her mother is advising her to like get the heck out of Dodge, maybe try to like leave the country, even though I don't see anything. Well, I'm not reading just on her. Maybe I'll do that later. Yeah, I didn't expect her to pop through, but she's here, and she was here last week, so there's something going on. The imprisonment card knighting up to these two, up to her and this community, that to me this is J6, but this is also his tight-knit circle of money laundering people that I'm sure that they probably wouldn't want things out there, information out there. Yeah, man. Okay, so now I'll do the four corners. This is the investigation, all the investigations that have him just spinning. This card, the gloom and doubt card, this card here is where a person feels very pessimistic and hopeless. This is like the star reversed, you know, depressed, insecure, just they can't think of anything else, and they just keep like, you know, spinning in the mind. And it's knighting to his marriage card and to all the people that he's been in partnership with, all business partnerships, all, you know, bonds that he has. And this to me is his money laundering community. That's what I'm getting. I keep getting that. And then, so the meanings here go, investigation that he can't stop thinking about, and he's worried about all these people that know things about him and what they might give. Maybe what they've already said, right? Because Pat Cipollone had to go in, right? And that other guy, forget his name. Mark Meadows is, I mean, he'll probably go down for, you know, some contempt. Jack Smith is asking for all the communications between him and his campaign and all his, you know, attorneys and anyone who has worked with him and anyone who was in on the January 6th insurrection. So there's that. Yeah. And then these two cards over here, bookending this middle row, this is with the unexpected, the 27 cards. There's 4 money cards in the deck, and we have 3 of them here. This one is more specifically geared towards just a financial change, and it usually is good, but it can be involved with like insurance, and because it's you know, bookending this high honor card, which he doesn't have, but this is his reputation, right? This is the things that he has done, his public reputation. And this is my Trump Tower, Trump org card, as well as the house, but particularly the towers, the ones that he gets money from. Yeah, and those close investments in, yeah. And with the lovers here, that this card brings in people who are loyal. This is really interesting. So this week, he does have some loyalty and people sticking together, but the painful ending and loss is hanging over all of them. And the J6 committee has something to do with that. And then the marriage card, see, when this card shows up with someone, it spells divorce, and we know she can't divorce him unless, I don't know, she's been his handler. I don't know how she gets out from under that, but maybe she can legally divorce him. I don't know, because we do have legal cards here. If it's not a divorce, it's a painful loss of some type. And with a sudden wealth card down here, this is, you know, a speculation card. This is a risky card. Is she willing to, you know, maybe she wants to free herself and get out from that imprisonment, because this card is knighting to her. Bottom line is, she's showing up at the top of the deck, and the top row has control over the other rows. They exert pressure on this bottom, you know, these next two rows. And she is working on something to get her out of her self-created prison. And whether or not she can get it, she wants a divorce. She's trying to get away. And her mother, I think, is supporting her somehow. And it's all of this is sneaking up behind him, even though his card didn't come through. I always get this card for him. This card is also a divorce card. This is the guy, you know, this is the judge, this is the investigator, this is the therapist. Could be the therapist, it could be the, you know, tax person. This could be somebody that makes demands on you, or someone who is trying to negotiate with you, someone who has a dispute. Other legal, you know, and it should be adjudication, but I don't know why they named it adjudication. So, but in the context here with this, because I'm looking at this like, you know, this line here, I feel like she wants to stay loyal to the way she can have her money just coming in doing nothing. But it's also, I feel like she's also kind of tortured as well. So it's interesting. It's hard for me to say, we're just going to have to wait and see, but it's hard for me to say whether or not he will be imprisoned this week, or there's just more restriction, like a ratcheting down, because the imprisonment card can just be a card that has everything to do with your secrets, but it's where you trap yourself in your secrets, and it's where you feel alone and isolated. It's knighting to her, so this could be her. This could be just all about her and not him, but I'm reading on him. But she came through again, second week in a row. Yeah. So either there's restrictions, or he feels alone, or she's doing something to get away. At the bottom of the deck, I had the official person. So this guy comes through. This is like the military card. This is the card for rules and regulations and things that it's also the card for politics, you know. And then the courtship card. And this one has to do with meetings and teams, you know, like getting together. like in personal readings, I get this card all the time when people are like, they're they're working on their career, and it's like Zoom meetings, come through. But yeah, so negotiating, this is interesting. I don't know that he can negotiate is the thing. I feel like this is Jack Smith. I honestly am feeling like that is Jack Smith. And he has an incredible amount of teamwork. And that's, like holding the whole thing together. Wow. It's at the base. It was the two cards at the bottom. It was the base. Let me, just for the heck of it while I'm here, let me put the cards together, reshuffle, and see if I can get clear, because there's so much about Melania coming in this, and I want to focus in. So I'll do it separately. Let's ask. So like a little extra that I don't normally do, but anyway. Okay, no relationship about Melania, only Trump. And I'll just do 10 cards. Only Trump's weak. Outside, only Trump's legal, yeah, because I don't really care about his personal life. Only Trump's legal week. Okay. Drinking, drugs, talking to Ivanka, trying to get a new plan together. Yeah, they're working on something new. It has to do with the Trump Towers. How worried about money. This is also, these two cards together, like trafficking. Oh, God, and then all of them together. Man. Oh. Okay. But legally, is he going to experience any ramifications legally? Let's see what's at the bottom. These two cards are at the bottom. Wow. At the very least, he has restrictions on money coming in. But he could get the gift of a search and seizure. He could get the gift of being locked up this week. I would love that. But meanwhile, legally, what I'm seeing is drinking, alcohol, drugs, substance abuse. Ivanka with a new idea that she's been working on to maybe try and bring in some money. I don't know, to try and increase their reputation of Trump org is what I'm getting there. But she's also hanging over these two cards and these three cards together. And then sometimes when I get that, that community card we had before up here at the corner, I always get the message for sure with these three cards to transnational money laundering crime syndicate, where pain and toil is, on the backs of others, right? I mean, misery and poverty on the backs of others. And she's up here on top. Wow. She's so much darker than we will probably ever realize. The movement, so for him legally, the movement is headed towards him losing money and him trying to get the wheels going and weave the wheels, get things going in another direction. But what's coming up behind, oh my goodness, we have those two negative cards. So somebody's going to be lying and deceiving him, and he's going to be lying and deceiving and trying to distract and delay. This is also my card for energy vampires. The thief card is like energy suckers, and that's him. But this card primarily is just, you know, it can be somebody, it can be a hidden enemy. But it could be that things are just pushed off. But then I have these two cards at the bottom, so I don't know, you guys. We're just going to have to wait and see. I mean, with these two cards bookending, he might be acting like he doesn't have the money. But he's losing attorneys. He can't, the DOJ, he's not appealing the DOJ's push for the documents. And because his attorneys wouldn't stand up for him and say, they wouldn't file the paperwork. So now is he going to go look for new attorneys? Maybe? If that's the case, he's not going to get what he wants. He's just going to get some more dirtbag attorneys that don't know shit. Right? Because that's all he deserves. Oh well. Okay. Important thing here is this card has come through 3 weeks in a row, maybe more. And Melania's card came through with the coffin card, came through twice in a row. So I guess I could, just for the heck of it. Might as well while I'm here, and then we'll put it to rest, because there might be lots of you that want to know. Oops, hold on, I think I just screwed up. Yeah, I knew I did. That want to know what's going on with him and Melania. So let's just focus on their relationship. Hold on, let me mix them up a little bit better. Let's just focus just on them. What's going on? Because when we see her in the coffin card, I get the feeling of divorce. So let's see where their relationship is headed. And I won't put a time frame on it, but where are they headed? Oh, she might be hooking up with a younger guy. Huh, that's interesting. I really doubt she's friends with Ivanka, so this has to be somebody else. Wow. And again, with the reputation and the assets. Let's see what's at the bottom here. Her going for the money. Okay, that's interesting. Actually, I should put them down here. Hold on. Okay, so the short little relationship read is she's going for the money. She's willing to risk. Chopstick here. Now this could be an attorney that she's working with, but it could also be a younger dude that she's, because this is somebody under 50 or 55 is my top, with that. And he's down here. Yeah, I think this is him I think she came through in his reading the last 2 weeks because the fact that he's worried about losing her. I think they're arguing, and I think that she's not happy with him, and of course, right? But it's official that he is going to get some news that's going to make him feel even worse, and he's going to feel like this is, it's his pride sneaking up behind him. That even with all my money, I can't keep her, is what I'm getting here. This could be a friend of hers. I would think she's not a good friend to anybody, but remember that Stephanie Grisham gal? But this could be a friend a younger friend. It's interesting we have both of these here. Now, if we're in the energy of just the cards and not and let's take people out of it, this would be her creating something new that's more fun, and this would be her ambition. And this is definitely meeting people who could help her to get what she wants. People who are trying, she's hanging out, trying to figure out, she's working on how to be more stable and secure, is what I'm getting with this. And who can she trust? And she's coming from the heart. She's coming from, she's tired of, she wants to end her troubles. She wants to end her love issues with this disgusting diaper Dawn. Oh God, did I say that out loud? So now the House card in her situation and their situation together has to do with their assets. So, yeah. I have a feeling she's just going to be negotiating, and she's willing to risk, and she's trying to get out of it, is what I'm getting here. I think she's trying to get out of it somehow. She's working on it. There's work on it. She's trying to be creative with, and this is the House card in this deck is a little, it's different than the Lenormand in that there's that added quality of clan, that clannish, like who's she working with? That's part of this, like, if she's been his handler, she's tied up in all the money laundering too. And she moves through, that society and those worlds. Just think like, Ghislaine Maxwell, but she didn't have to do that kind of dirty work. She's doing something else. She's been doing something else. These people are so dark. Ugh. So anyway, I think I'm going to stop here because it's just, ugh. I don't want to vomit on my table. Okay, I'm going to let this go. Get this uploaded for you. Send you lots of love. Big hugs. Take good care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.